So this kangaroo has been brought to us by members of the public. 3 kangaroos were mowed down at 9:30 this morning by some callous bastard. And this girl was left. A joey was taken away from the scene, but there you can see the pouch is moving. And there's a joey in there. Mum's got rigor mortis. And you can see people have been driving past all day. Nobody stopped, and this is why you have to stop and check. So there's a small joey in here, and I need to get it out. So what I have is I'm going to have a pair of scissors with the round nose, and I'm going to use that, and I'm going to cut the pouch. It's obvious Mum is dead. There's not going to be any bleeding, so it won't be too gruesome, and it's a safer, easier way to get the joey out. So I pick up the pouch. I've got gloves on because I am touching a dead animal, and I also want to keep my hands clean for the pinky inside. And I just cut the pouch like so. You can see there's no bleeding. So it's not too grisly. And this is something you could do. It's just like cutting a piece of fake fur fabric, isn't it? And you can do this easily yourself. And remember, even if this is a bit icky for you, a little life depends on you. So you just got to get your shit together and do it. And you can. Now, you can see there's little fingers and things moving around in there. So I've got to be very, very careful not to cut ears or hands or anything when I open this pouch up. And I'm going to open it right up so that we can see, because this is a very young joey. Oh, it's not on the teat anymore. If this joey was attached to the teat, I would cut the teat off. I wouldn't pull the joey off the teat. So what I want to do is I've got a pouch ready, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just rub the pouch inside Mum's pouch so that we've got familiar smell for this little pinky. And I want to work quickly because the last thing we need is for this animal to get cold. Fortunately, it's quite warm in the pouch there. So I've put Mum's smell in there, and I then take the pinky out. Now this pinky is borderline because the ears have just started to come up, but the eyes are closed, and we have a little girl. So I'm not going to faff about getting pictures of the baby. It's important that we get it wrapped up and warm. So I've prepared a wheat pack that I'm putting next to it there so that we can keep that baby warm. Now it's important that you get this joey to a wildlife shelter. If you can't find a wildlife shelter, get to a vet. These guys didn't know what to do with the joey, how to do this, so they brought the whole body. And you can do that too. You can pick up a dead body and put it in your car and drive to get help somewhere from a vet, or contact Wildlife Victoria if you're in Victoria on 03 8400 7300. That's 8400 7300. So this joey will need specialist milk and specialist care. So don't try and raise them at home yourself. It's an exercise in cruelty and sadness. So get these guys to help. Put Mum in the car if you need to, or if you can have a pouch, a heat source. If I didn't have a heat source, I'd just stick this joey down my top. So have some scissors in the car, a pouch and a blanket, and you've got a kit and some rubber gloves. You've got a kit and you can save lives. So there's no reason, if you see a kangaroo by the side of the road, you can see rigor mortis had set in, but this joey was still alive in the pouch, and it takes days for them to die. So even if it was a non-viable joey, we would still make the effort to rescue this joey so it doesn't die a horrific death. If this kangaroo was left by the side of the road, I would get a spray can and I would paint a big cross on the kangaroo so that other wildlife rescuers know that it's been checked. I better go deal with this pinky, go and assess it properly and get some warmth and organise a proper pinky carer for it and weigh it. But this is the bit that you can do. So thank you for watching our video, and hopefully you've got the courage to have a go at doing this too, because these are little people that need saving. Thank you. Now, and another important thing I need to point out to you is that say you found a dead kangaroo on the side of the road, and it's a female, and you're going, well, there's no joey. How do I know if there's a joey or not? What you need to do is you'll find 2 teats. So she might have a dependent at-foot joey who needs her. So what you do is you squeeze the teat, and if milk comes out like that, there's an animal feeding off that teat. So if there's no joey in the pouch, or there's a very small joey in the pouch and the other teat is producing milk, then that means that there's an at-foot joey somewhere. So if you make clucking noises, you might hear a little creature go, "Ah," like a lamb. That's the baby. If you can't catch it easily yourself, what we would get you to do, ask you to do, is set the kangaroo body up so that the joey, when the joey tries to get back into the pouch, hopefully a darter can be there to be able to shoot a tranquilizer dart into the joey's rump, and then we can catch the joey and we can get that joey to help. So what I would do, I would set mum up, say here, just using the example we've got here, you'd set mum up on her side and you'd put it where there's a tree or something face over here, so that when the joey goes to get in the pouch, a darter can be hidden behind the tree there. And we'd move the body away from the road so that the joey, who is trying to get back to mum, doesn't get hit by a car. So we always move bodies away from the road. And also it's worth remembering that we remove bodies from close to the road because carrion feeders will eat the body. So we don't want a call for a wedge-tail eagle that's been hit by a car when it was feeding on a kangaroo carcass by the side of the road. So think about the predator, the animals that are going to eat the body afterwards, and also check if you can find, if there's an at-foot joey that needs our help as well.